Alright guys, let's get started with the Jax video. First of all, before I even get into anything, Jax has shitty skins. NetherRealm, sort that shit out. How you gonna do my boy like this, right? He's a big ass dude with metal arms, and I had to dress him up like a fucking bootleg LA Laker to make him at least look decent for fucking YouTube, right? Give him a fucking DLC skin. There's so much you could do with Jax. Dress him up like a fucking Gundam. Give him a fucking samurai helmet, all that shit. Make Jax look cool, but he looks fucking lame, right? Either way, nobody picks Jax for looks. You pick Jax, right? Why would anybody play this character? Because of the pressure and the mix. That's why you pick Jax. You want to get in their face. You want to pick a big-ass dude with robot arms. You just want to beat him into the ground. That's the way. That's the only reason anybody picks Jax. What is Jax's character archetype? He is all rush. He's got some range stuff. He's got some zoning. Shut up, Mortal Kombat music. He has stuff to fight at long range. It's not great stuff. Jax is a rush down specialist. Anything you want to do up close, Jax can do. He can pressure. He can mix. He can set up tick throws. He can grab. He can mash. I think all of us know that Jax players generally are quite mashy. He is the mashiest of mash characters. If you are interested in getting in there and just abusing and annoying your opponent with buttons all day, Jax is the dude for you, and we're going to explain how to do that first, right? So the build we have for a beginner build covers all of the things that you would want to do in Jax's rushdown. So we have the 2-2 extended string, we have the quad grab, and we have, well, it doesn't even show us in the abilities. Oh, well, it's part of this. So we have the 2-2 extended string, and we have the 3-3 grab, 4-2 grab, 2-2 grab extended strings. It's just showing it in the same section instead of two different sections, so I thought it was the same move, but I'm also an idiot. You guys know that. I know that. The American people know that. Moving along, let's go over these strings. So the 2-2-1-1, 2-2-1, boom. This string definitely sets up all of his pressure. It does start with a high, right? But, like, let's be honest, it's kind of hard to interrupt it unless you know it's coming. So if Jax is just kind of throwing it out there, you can neutral duck the first hit and interrupt him with a poke. But the thing is, Jax has so many strong mids that he can use in his pressure that 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to stick a poke out unless it's a hard read because you're playing someone very, very predictable. So the 2-2-1-1 string, right? It basically you can go 2-2-1-1, 2-2-1-1, 2-2, or 2-2-1-1, 2-2-1. It doesn't really matter where you want to start the stagger. You're going to throw in special moves and stuff, right? You're going to do things like 2-2, 2-2-1-1 into command grab, things like that. There are a lot of tick throw setups, a lot of mix-up setups. 2-2-1-1, 2-2-1 does end in an overhead. So you got a lot of mix-up potential, right? Or actually, what is the overhead ender? 2-2-1-1, 2-2-1, and then you've got 2-2 grab, right? So he's got overheads he can throw in there. He's got lows he can throw in there with ground pound. 2-2 is just a pressure monster. Once you get started bashing that string out, they kind of got to guess what you're going to do out of it. So use that to your advantage to set up mix-ups. The other thing we have are the extended grab strings. So you got your 4-3-3 grab, you got your 4-2 grab, you got your 2-2 grab. Basically, you put grab at the end of those strings. It ends with an overhead. It adds a couple extra punches. That does give you a crushing blow if you have your arms all the way heated up, which, by the way, that's something I should mention. Jax has a mechanic where every time you do punches, his arms start growing, right? They start growing more and more bright, right? And once you get it maxed out, he can get the crushing blow grab on this string. Pretty decent damage for just hitting 3 buttons, right? The other move we have is the quad grab, right? There are follow-ups. And if you can land the last hit as a just frame, it does give you a crushing blow. You do have to just frame all 3 follow-up hits. It's not easy. It's something I would recommend practicing. thus far, I have found that if you time your button press for the next grab with the exact moment they hit the ground, that's kind of the timing. Do note that the last hit is tricky, and I'm not going to sit here practicing it for this fucking 10-minute guide. All right? Anyways, that's the best beginner build, we believe, for Jax. It allows Jax to do all the things that Jax wants to do. The only thing that it's lacking are combo extenders. If you at any point feel like you want to add combo extenders, he has combo extenders. A lot of them are kind of a liability, and they don't link off of a lot of his strings. So that's why we didn't want to bring up his combo extenders, especially like the down back 4 ends in a high. So you're going to be eating down 2 crushing blows and things like that. This is not a very combo focused build. It's a very simple, easy build for beginners. So let's go into his important moves. First most important moves, forward 2. Forward 2, right? Now forward 2 is a 12 frame mid, a little bit on the slow side, but it's an advancing one, and it lets him get where he wants to be, and he's -4 on block. That's going to be a theme for Jax. He has very little that's actually punishable, but he is negative after everything, right? So you want to use 4-2 to advance on your opponent, oftentimes from a dash, right? So you're over here, you're playing the nooch, and you're like, yeah, you know what, fuck you. Getting in there, right? He's got 4-2 down 4 as a low follow-up, and because we have the strings equipped, he's got 4-2 grab. Now, do note, with the 4-2 grab, that is safe. It's -7, which is quasi-safe. Like, you'll be jab punished by certain characters, but it's quasi-safe. Do note that if you do 4-2 grab, your turn is over. I know Jaxes like to do down 1-2 after that thing. Please don't do that. You're making Jax look bad, and you're being a bad person on top of that. Now, 4-2 down 4, this is the mix-up, right? A lot of people like to go for this. Do know that it is -20 on block. Right? The timing for it, it doesn't have a lot of block stun, so you can punish it pretty much as soon as the low connects and you block it. So Jaxes out there, be a little hesitant to throw that thing out. I know Jaxes love to use that string a lot because it is a very key core part of his mix-up offense. However, if you find yourself on the receiving end of that and you do block it, like, absolutely just start mashing out your punish as quickly as possible. It's -20. He should pay for that, all right? Next important string is going to be forward 3-3. We know this one. If you've ever played this game online, you know that string. And if you don't know that string, you will know that string. So forward 3 starts off on a 9 frame mid. That is the fastest a mid will be. So Jax is very good at checking you when he gets in close. It's very hard to mash on him because at any time he can throw this mid out. And if you are ever any little bit of negative, you are eating it. Now, forward 3-3, -4 on block. Makes it a godlike stagger, right? -11 if you only do the one hit. So it is very, very punishable. But let's be honest, nobody's fucking punishing that. Nobody's going to be sticking out a raw button on the forward 3 because forward 3-3 oftentimes is going to follow. And if he staggers it, right, and if he leaves himself at -4, oftentimes Jaxes will still try to down 1 you and steal the turn back if you're not on point with pressing. So that's the thing. Anytime Jax does anything and you read a stagger, you have to mash back. Jax is a mashy character, right? So you got to mash back. Know where the strings are going to stop. Know where the staggers are going to be. Otherwise, he will overwhelm you. And if you are the Jax player, dude, mash away. Just overwhelm their ass, right? If they don't know where you're negative and they don't know when they can press a button, or even better, you're a piece of shit Wi-Fi warrior that just uses and abuses the lag, that's like Jax heaven, is anytime there's any kind of lag. Now, moving on to his next important string, we have the back 3. This is just an all-purpose low. You can go back 3-2. You can go back 3-2 grab for a side swap. The most important thing about back 3 is it's just an advancing low. So as you're doing this, right, as you're doing your normal pressure, if they're trying to backdash to get away, back 3 is how you chase them down. One of the best ways to chase them down, right? So I pressure you, he's going to backdash, I'm going to catch him there. You can also do back 3 into special move. It's kind of stupid to do that. It's just better for an all-purpose low that you can throw up without having to go into crouch, just off of your shimmy or their shimmy. Next important move we're going to cover is standing 2-2 on its own. Now, we do have the 2-2 strings equipped, but standing 2-2 on its own outside of those strings is still a damn good stagger to have out there, right? So it's -5 on block. Standing 2, it is a high, comes out in 11 frames. It's a little slow getting to the other one, but because you have the extended strings on here, you can kind of stagger it at just 2-2. And even if you don't have the extended strings, this is still a pretty decent stagger at -5. So you can throw this out there and start fishing for flawless blocks, or you could just do what Jax does and mash down 1-2. Speaking of which, Jax's next most important button, down 1. Likewise, down 1-2. Okay, so down 1, 7-frame mid, that's fast. All right, the fastest down pokes are 6 frames. So Jax is 1 frame slower. That means that his down 1 is going to interrupt a lot of shit, right? Now, he does have a follow-up. Like if you're in a poke war and you're doing down 1 and they do down 1 back, right? You can do the follow-up of down 1-2 if you think they're going to do like a jab or something like that to try and get the pressure. Specifically characters like Johnny Cage or Kung Lao who have really good auto shimmies. Do be careful with the down 1-2. That last hit is a high. So if they block this and then neutral duck or try to poke you back, right? This shit's going to get you crushing blow down 2'd. So always, always be ready for that. Now, next move we want to cover for Jax is going to be his sweep, right? He is a mixed machine. His sweep gives him very good Oki, right? So you can do sweep and go right into 4-2, right? Sweep right into 4-3. He has very, very good meaty setups. Granted, this is a game with Mortal Kombat 11's wake-up system, so always be aware of 4-3 or up 3s, up 2s, and rolls. But his sweep is good at getting a good knockdown in the mid-range because one of the things about Jax is as soon as he gets in, your opponent is going to be thinking about, I got to get out. I got to get away from this guy. He's just mashing on me. He's a fucking idiot, and we have 180 ping on Wi-Fi, and I am not having a good day. Sweep stops them from trying to shimmy on you because you can dash in and go for it. You can back up and go for it, right? You can go for your stagger and then back up and hit the sweep. It has decent range for what it is. It doesn't look like it hits from as far out as it does, but it really does hit from a lot farther than you would think. So if you're ever at just outside of position 1, right? Moving into range 2 and you're playing this kind of neutral game here, throw out the sweep. Last most important move that I want to cover, kind of a controversial one. It is Jax's Fatal Blow. Jax's Fatal Blow is like one of those moves that is stupid and everybody hates it, right? So going into the data for the Fatal Blow, it comes out, it's an 11-frame high that is an advancing high that's basically borderline full screen. So you can do a lot of gimmicky shit. For example, you can do back 3 into Fatal Blow. If you think they're going to shimmy and you think they're going to walk around and you want to use back 3 to check their movement, you can do back 3 into Fatal Blow. And Jax's Fatal Blow, it's -22 on block. It is also a high. So if you're going to do that, it is a hard read. Expect to die if you're wrong. But Jax's Fatal Blow is one of the moves that just kind of deletes his main weakness, which is zoning. Jax will get zoned out very, very easily, very, very quickly. So once you start getting into the lower ends of your health pool, you can throw out Fatal Blow. I always tell people the threat of Fatal Blow is actually better than the actual Fatal Blow, right? The fact that I can just throw this out on reaction if you throw out a projectile makes you hesitant to throw a projectile, which gives Jax time to just walk his ass in, right? So always hold on to your Fatal Blow until you really, really need it to either secure a kill, or if you're so far behind on health that like a comeback is going to be insurmountable without it. Jax is a very snowbally kind of character. When he does his Fatal Blow, it automatically maxes out the heat on his arms. So once you do Fatal Blow, you can get access to your throw crushing blow, and you can get access to your 4-2 grab or 4-3-3 grab crushing blow. So once you get Fatal Blow out there, you have a very good opportunity to get a lot of damage and make a big comeback. So never count yourself out, but just know that you're going to be tempted to throw this fucking thing out there like an idiot, and be very, very careful. It will get you killed. Either way, that's Jax in a nutshell, right? Stop mashing. Stop being on Wi-Fi, all you Jax players. You're annoying the rest of the community. For the rest of you, get in there, mix it up, rush them down. That's what you want to do. Who cares about combos and frame data? Push some buttons. Push all the buttons. Badger out.